Pixelkin.
Hi everybody, this is Simone de Rochefort and Nicole Tanner from Pixelkin.org, and we're going to talk today about kids and conventions. Specifically, when can you start bringing kids to conventions, and what do you even do there? So Nicole, you have a 2-year-old, right?
Yes, 2, almost 3, and she has been to 3 or 4 conventions.
KayLee, you've been going to conventions with your daughter who is now all grown up.
I think the first time we went to a convention, she was 14. You know, she would look through the panel schedule and come up with, you know, what we were doing every day. And I felt really privileged that she would let me tag along to the things that she was interested in. It gave me a window in what she was really excited about.
She loved seeing the statue of Tibbers and Annie outside the League of Legends thing. She's like, oh, look at that big bear with the fire. And she actually really loved the huge monster outside of the Evolve exhibit as well, which is another thing. Like, you know, last year she was totally fine with that stuff and it was cool, but now she's starting to get a little scared of things. Where if we had taken her to that show at this age right now, I think she would have been terrified of that monster.
Really?
But every kid is different. Like, some kids, a lot of noise just really freaks them out, or lots of lights, or, you know, with all the screens going on, they just get...
And all the people.
And all the people, yeah. And any parent who's watching this knows, you can see the signs of when your kid is about to have a meltdown and screaming. Pay attention to that, and that might be the time to leave, even if you only get to go for half a day. Nobody knows your kid like you do, so if you know that that's going to happen to them, only go on the show floor for a little bit, or maybe consider, you know what, this might not be the best thing for them, maybe we should get a babysitter.
PAX Prime is like 80,000 people, right? Was that a problem for you when you first started going?
Well, they don't let strollers on the regular part of the show floor at PAX, which is kind of not cool.
Is no strollers something that's typical for conventions, or was that just PAX?
In my experience, it's just PAX.
Okay. I mean, maybe it's a safe bet that the bigger the crowd, the less likely it is that they will allow strollers on the show floor.
Yes. Definitely find that out ahead of time. I can't imagine what it would have been like if we had showed up with a big bulky stroller someplace we couldn't take it. Some people are totally against this, but I am totally for it, leashing your child. So she had a little stuffed monkey thing whose tail is a leash, and it was absolutely necessary. Like, there was no way we were going to go on the show floor without that. She was too heavy.
Identify with that.
Yeah, she was too heavy to carry. We couldn't have the stroller, but we wanted to take her because she had a really good time the year before.
I think at this point, she probably doesn't want to go see the Buffy sing-along every time. So she makes that compromise for me because I love it. We've had the most success when we've taken time together to look through the schedule and really plan where we want to go and what we want to do. I mean, you're there all day for maybe 3 days, but it goes by in a snap. And it's fun because I think parents will be surprised how much is there for them. I remember the first one we went to, the Emerald City Comic-Con, the cast of Bones was there. And I love Bones. It was so exciting.
So you recommend having a schedule, but also scheduling some free time in there so you can wander around and decompress and stuff.
Yeah.
People tend to really like to see little kids there. One time she was walking around with my husband and somebody was dressed up as Spider-Man. Go figure. And she's like, oh, that's Spider-Man. Every time we saw him, he'd get down and give her a high five. And yeah, it was super cute.
Okay, Geek Girl Con, they had that DIY science zone for kids.
Yeah.
I met a couple kids there who were maybe 10 years old, and they had made Silly Putty, and they were very excited about that. They wanted to show me all of the colors of Silly Putty that they had made.
Yeah, I was, you know, we went into a lot of things where it's like, she was a little bit older. She would really enjoy this.
What do you think would be the ideal age to start bringing a kid to a convention?
You know, it's going to be different for everybody because every kid is different. 18 months honestly wasn't ideal, and probably now, even she's almost 3, probably not ideal either, especially now since she really thinks it's funny to not listen and run away.
That's why we have the monkey.
Yes, exactly. Probably 5, I think, would be good if your kid is into that type of thing.
It's just like anything. If your child's into playing the piano or soccer, I mean, you would take them to a Sounders game, or you take them to the symphony, right? To expose them into that bigger world of what they're interested in. And that's what this is.
Is there any other advice or warnings, I guess, maybe that you'd have for parents who hadn't been to conventions before?
I think just being ready to see all sorts of things and keeping your mouth shut, I think, is really smart. And I still don't always know who the characters are and how excited Natalie is to see them or people dressed up as them. And, you know, it's cool for them. And so if you make some, you know,
snide remark,
maybe, or just, you know, a little snarky, which I can be a little snarky, then the eyes roll, and just be open to it. I mean, for my daughter, it's a huge part of her life.
So would you say it'd be worth it even for parents who aren't necessarily gamers?
Absolutely. I mean, it's an amazing window into their life. I mean, you're together, they're showing you a world of theirs that you don't normally get to see. And, you know, you get to talk about some things, and it's pretty cool.
Any more advice that you have off the top of your head?
Don't be afraid.
Don't be afraid.
Don't be afraid to bring kids to conventions, because I think it's a fun thing for them as well as for adults.
Yeah. Cool.
All right.
Thank you.
Thanks.